Have you ever felt your heart skip a beat? That moment when time stands still and the world fades away, leaving only one person in focus. This is the story of a love so unexpected, so powerful that it began with just a single glance. A story of love at first sight. Have you ever experienced love at first sight? Share your story in the comments. Let's begin. Knox Carter never turned down a dare. That's how he ended up at a lavish country club wedding, pretending to be someone's long-lost cousin. The free champagne was excellent, the string quartet made him feel cultured, and the bridesmaids? A dream. Except for one. Ivy Sinclair. The maid of honor was a problem. She was gorgeous in a way that made his chest tighten, big brown eyes, soft curves, and a mouth that pursed every time she caught him smirking. She was watching him like a hawk, suspicion etched into every elegant movement. He liked a challenge. So, he said, sidling up to her at the bar. "What's a girl like you doing in a place like this?" Ivy turned slowly, brows arched. "A wedding? You mean the one I helped plan for the last 6 months?" "Touché." He grinned. "I'm Knox. Funny. I don't remember a Knox on the guest list." He leaned in, dropping his voice. "You got me. I crashed. But, in my defense, your open bar is amazing." Ivy blinked. "You're admitting it? Why lie?" He sipped his whiskey. "You already knew." She shook her head, lips twitching. "Unbelievable. Not the first time I've heard that." She rolled her eyes and walked away, but not before he caught the ghost of a smile. Game on. Ivy told herself she wouldn't give the cocky wedding crasher another thought. But when the bride dragged her to the dance floor, guess who was already waiting? "You again," she said, narrowing her eyes. Knox held out a hand. "One dance?" "No." He smirked. "Scared? Of you?" She scoffed. "Please. Then prove it." Her fingers slid into his reluctantly, and the moment his hand found her waist, a shock ran down her spine. He moved smoothly, guiding her through the dance like he did it for a living. The smell of whiskey and something darkly masculine wrapped around her. "You're good at this," she admitted. "I'm good at a lot of things." Cocky. Accurate. He dipped her low, his mouth inches from hers. "And you like it?" Ivy hated that he wasn't entirely wrong. Ivy was looking for her clutch when she felt a presence behind her. "Ivy." She turned too fast and knocked a chair over. "What the hell, Knox? Had to get you alone." He shut the door, trapping them in a tiny coat closet. "This is wildly inappropriate," she hissed. "You're right." He braced his hands on either side of her head. "So why aren't you moving?" Because she couldn't. Because her heart was hammering and he smelled like sin. Knox studied her. "You're not like the others." "Others?" "The girls who fall for my bullshit." "Because I have a brain." He grinned. "Sexy." Ivy groaned. "You are impossible. Say the word and I'll back off." She wanted to say it, but her fingers curled into his shirt instead. Damn it. They almost kissed. Almost. But before Ivy could completely ruin her life, the door burst open. "Oh my God." Her best friend gaped at them. Knox smirked, like he hadn't just been seconds from devouring her. "I can explain," Ivy started. "No need." Her friend smirked. "But, the groom is looking for you." Ivy groaned. "Perfect." Knox winked. "Don't be a stranger." He strolled out like he hadn't just made her forget her own name. She was in so much trouble. The wedding ended, but Ivy couldn't shake Knox from her mind. So when she walked into her favorite coffee shop a week later and found him grinning at her from the counter, she almost choked on air. "You again?" Knox shrugged. "Told you not to be a stranger." "You stalked me." "Yeah, I have some sources, sweetheart." She folded her arms. "You have no shame." "None." He slid a coffee across the counter. "Black. No sugar." She blinked. "How do you?" "Because I pay attention." Ivy should have walked away. But against all logic, she sat down. "Fine. 1 coffee. That's it." Knox's smirk was pure sin. "We'll see." 1 year later, Ivy stood in a wedding dress, heart pounding. "You ready?" her best friend asked. Ivy turned to the man waiting at the altar. Knox Carter. Her wedding crasher. Her downfall. The love of her life. She smiled. more than ever. If you enjoyed the story, don't forget to like and subscribe.